Hi, I'm Hayden, Roadsider's product manager. In this video, I'll be covering how to create accounts for your customers and manage their rates all in one place. We've redesigned this process to be as easy and simple as possible, and we assume that you've already connected your insurance accounts to Roadsider. So let's get started. To start, we're going to browse to the Accounts tab, which is right here. And we can see that a list of accounts populates on the left, but to add a new account, we're going to hit the plus button right here. Now, you can see that it automatically chooses the company I'm working at, and if you only have one company, this makes it easy, but if you have more than one company, you can choose from this drop-down right here. For insurance accounts, if this account is insurance related, you'll have that list of connections right here, but since this is a test account, I don't have any. For account type, for my example, I'm going to choose Other, and I'm going to give it a name of Holiday Cash Call. Now, I don't have an email, phone, or fax associated with this, but if it was another type of account, you might. And down here is an interesting section. It's for digital billing. So if I want to send these invoices to anyone in particular, it can be you, it can be someone related to the account, anyone you want. You can enter those emails, CCs, and BCCs right here. So let's go ahead and create our account as such. And you can see that it populates on the left over here. Let's click it. And we can see that it's saved our name, the company it's associated with, what date it was created, and you can see the digital billing section right here. Other cool features are notes. You can add custom notes for each of your contacts. You can add documents associated with any of these accounts. And most importantly, you can add services and additionals that are associated with it. So let's go through the process of setting up an example service. So for my example service, I want to set up a very basic tow. And you can see that Roadsider already populates a very smart list of rates over here. And I actually like this list. So I'm going to go ahead and modify this list. To modify this list, you can do inline editing. So basically I click this $ amount or any part of that line item. And it already knows to charge per mile because we're editing deadhead free miles. Let's say I want to charge $2. Well, that's free miles, so save $2 per mile there. Deadhead per mile here, I'm going to charge the same. Hookup, I'm going to do a flat rate of $100. Towed free miles, I'm going to do $3 per mile. Towed per mile, I'm going to do the same, $3 per mile. And let's say in route per mile, I'm going to do $4 per mile. Again, clicking save to confirm that change, or if you don't like that change, you can click cancel. And to delete the line item, you can click the delete trash can over here. But let's save it. You can also see we've got some very helpful additional information down here. If I wanted to add free miles, so basically use this rate and now I can specify the amount of free miles. I can specify the amount of free miles per stage of the service journey. So let's give each of these 5. And let's say I want to charge a minimum amount for this type of service, and let's say $100. And then I also have some nice options for rounding up the miles, whether it's to the whole number or to the nearest tenth. In terms of fees, I can add different amounts of charges using a very similar structure as above. But let's not add any fees for this account. Now, that's pretty cool in itself, but where Roadsider gets really cool is that you also have this little plus button right up here. So this is a default standard tow. This is what the system will default to when you click tow as a service. But Roadsider is very intelligent, so it knows that if you want it to use a different rate for a heavy truck, or for example, a super heavy truck, you can specify different rates here that have their own custom settings and will automatically be chosen by Roadsider based on the type of truck performing that specific service. So very cool feature from Roadsider. Let's go to the additional section. And again, let's hit add service. And let's say I want to add an accident cleanup additional. So in this case, I don't like most of these rates, so I'm going to delete them. Left click, delete. Yes, I'm sure. Left click, delete. Left click, delete. Left click, delete. And let's say, I'll delete this one too. And let's say the charge that I want to add is just a flat rate. So I can type here, flat rate. I can give it a $, and I can tell how much I want to charge. So let's charge $150 and click save. And that's it. It's not refreshing because I'm in a staging environment, but if I go down here and click back. Browse to that additional. I can see that it's saved successfully here. And that's it for Roadsider. You've now created a very basic account with its own custom rates, even across different types of vehicles that you can manage your own custom rates for. Here's the additional that we created. And that's all. For next steps and more support, check out the rest of our video tutorials to learn how to leverage Roadsider's powerful automation features. Hello, my name is Hayden Krug, and I'm the product manager at Roadsider. In today's video, we're going to cover how to create and assign orders through Roadsider. This step assumes that you have your drivers, trucks, and account rates already set up. If you don't have those set up, go check out our other videos on those topics. Once you do have those set up, any orders that come through insurance or whatnot will appear on the orders page or your dashboard. But let's assume we want to create an order manually. To do that, we can hit the plus button right here, and you see that our Create Order window pops open. Let's start by entering the vehicle details. If you have a real license plate and state, you can look those up and it'll correctly populate the rest of the information here. But I'll enter that information manually, so let's say we have a 2020 Toyota Corolla, blue, and the VIN is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For the service, let's assign just a simple tow. And for our driver, we're going to select from the driver assignment window. Let's choose this guy, assign driver. That already assigns a truck and a class type because that's what the truck and vehicle associated with the driver. For the tow reason, let's say this person has a flat tire. Let's give them an ETA and say we're about 15 minutes away. For the account, let's do cash call. And the person who called in, let's say Dylan Berkeley. And their email is dburke@gmail.com. As far as location, let's assume that they need a tow from Orlando to Miami. So kind of a far tow. You can add any documents associated with this right here. So if someone's already sent you pictures, if the vehicle was in an accident, if there's any paperwork that needs to be filled out, this is a great place to store all of that. Or if you want to add any notes, either for the internal or the dispatcher or the invoice, those options are all available here as well. But let's go ahead and create this order down here. You'll see it takes a second to load. And that's it. You've created your first order through Roadsider, and you're ready to start and help this person out. For next steps and more support, check out the rest of our video tutorials to learn how to leverage Roadsider's powerful automation features. Hi, my name is Hayden Krug, and I'm the product manager at Roadsider. In today's video, we're going to cover how to get paid with Roadsider. So now the fun part. After all your hard work completing a job with Roadsider, you finally get to get paid. And the best part is that Roadsider makes it simple, quick, and easy to get paid because we integrate with Stripe. If you haven't set up your Stripe integration, go to your account, find your settings, and then find the account with Stripe integration setting. Once you've completed that, come back to this video and we're ready to get started. The first step is to go to invoices. So click here. Now let's find an invoice that we want to get paid for. So we can see this one hasn't been submitted. Now the first step of getting paid with Roadsider is to approve the invoice. Approving the invoice means that you can no longer edit these line items. So I'm going to approve the invoice, and now you can see the primary button becomes Charge Now. So let's hit Charge Now because we want to charge the customer. And you can see this window pops up with a variety of payment options. So we can choose credit card, cash, check, or PO. Just to demonstrate the credit card, let's try that first. Let's choose an amount of $200, which by the way, you can do flexible partial payments in Roadsider. You don't have to charge for the full amount. So that's a nice feature to have. Next, you're going to enter the amount of the person paying, which you can see here. Then let's enter a credit card number. And then once that's done, you would hit Charge Now. But since I don't have a credit card on file, I'm going to do cash instead just to demonstrate the rest of the process. So I still have the same amount. I still have the same name of the person paying. And let's hit Charge Now. Now you can see that the status of the invoices changes to partially paid. You can also see that you have your total, the amount of payments made, and the new balance, which is automatically calculated. And you can see that the payment block down here has also been updated with the relevant information. Just to show you what a fully paid invoice looks like and what happens, we can click Charge Now. Let's choose Cash again. Let's see the full amount and enter the name of the person paying as well. So now we can hit Charge Now. And you can see the status right away changes to paid. You can see the balance drops to 0. And you can see the payment block has been updated with that additional payment made. And that's it. Getting paid with Roadsider is that simple. If you paid with a credit card, the funds will be transferred into your Stripe account within a couple days, if not immediately. And if you paid with cash, obviously you're holding the cash, check, or whatever other payment method was used. And that's it. Roadsider makes it simple and easy to get paid. For next steps and more support, check out the rest of our video tutorials to learn how to leverage Roadsider's powerful automation features. Hi, my name is Hayden Krug. I'm the product manager at Roadsider, and in today's video, we're going to cover how to modify an invoice. To get started, let's go to the Invoices tab, which is right here. And one thing to know is that modifying an invoice is very similar to modifying an order in Roadsider. They follow essentially the same structure. So let's click on this one down here and check out how that works. Let's scroll down to the services and let's say, that hookup, something about, the rate doesn't look right. I don't think that's correct. You can click the rate and let's say we want to change it from $75 to $85. We can choose update right here and we've successfully changed the rate. And you can do that for every single service line item here. If you want to change the quantity of any item, you can come over here. Let's say we want to change this from 180 to 200. We can type it in like that. We can update. And if we even want to remove services as well, we can do that by clicking on it. And this little red trash can over here will allow us to delete that service. It'll prompt us to make sure that we actually want to delete it. Let's click yes. And as you can see, the service has been removed. Let's go ahead and try that again. Delete, yes. And if we want to add back that dolly charge that we just deleted, we can go to add service, come over here, type dolly, confirm that we want to add that service. Let's assign a rate of $65, quantity of 1. Click add. You can see our total automatically updates. And now if the invoice services are looking in a good spot, we can approve that invoice. So approve, we just approved it. Now we can move on to next steps like charging, and it has locked the editor. So now we can no longer make changes to an invoice. If we find a mistake and we want to unapprove the invoice, we can do that as well. Click More, Unapprove, and now we're back to being able to edit services, delete, change the rate, change the quantity, and all that good stuff. And again, when we're done, click Approve, and that's it. You're ready to charge the customer. For next steps and more support, check out the rest of our video tutorials to learn how to leverage Roadsider's powerful automation features. Hello. My name is Hayden Krug, and I'm the product manager at Roadsider. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to modify an order. To get started modifying an order, we're going to browse to the orders page, which is right here. And let's browse on one that I recently created. To start this order, you can use the main primary button, which is pickup. It'll ask to confirm it, and you can say yes. And you can see that we get a successful pickup message down below. To move it along further, you can continue clicking that primary button. It'll move you through the different segments of servicing a vehicle. Before I hit complete, I'm going to show you how to edit other details about the order. So if we click this edit button right here, it brings us back to the update order page where you can change details about the vehicle, details about the service, details about the customer, and even change the incident and destination address, along with continuing to modify the documents and notes. So let's update that. And if you want to update the actual list of services, you can do that in a very similar way as creating accounts by clicking either the rate or the quantity. That will open up the editing menu. And from there you can change, let's say you want to change the quantity from 5 to 10. You can click the update button. If you want to remove a service, you can click on it, click the trash can over here and remove that service and confirm. If you want to add an additional service, you can click add service. Let's say we want to add a charge for a dolly. So right here, update. Now let's add a rate for that dolly. So let's say I want to charge $65 flat rate just once. Click add. That automatically updates the total. And there you go. You've learned how to edit and modify the orders in the Roadsider page. For next steps and more support, check out the rest of our video tutorials to learn how to leverage Roadsider's powerful automation features. Hello, my name is Hayden Krug, and I'm the product manager at Roadsider. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to set up a driver, their truck, and enable GPS tracking. So let's get started. The first step is going to be to browse to the company tab, which is right here. Then we're going to navigate to drivers. And you can see we've already got a driver listed on the left panel here, but to add more drivers, we can click the plus button right here. And to create a driver, we're just going to enter their name, an email, and let's give them a password. The email and password are so that they can sign in on their mobile app, which will enable GPS tracking later. For the driver, you can see we can enter more personal info. So if you want to store their phone number, maybe they have two, an emergency contact, a birthday, or a location. But you don't need any of those to create a profile. So I'm going to go ahead and create this driver. The driver's been created. You can see it shows up on the left side over here. Let's click them just to see what's in there. And you can see the name, the date we created them, their email, and you can see a bunch of other really cool things. You can see their current status, so the order they're currently on. You can see their order history. You can add custom notes here like that. And you can also see their current location. And if they have any documents associated with them for insurance, payroll, anything like that, you can upload all those documents down here. Now let's create their truck. So let's browse to the trucks menu. Let's add a new truck, same plus button location right here. For the company, we're going to choose our company. We're going to give it a nickname. So let's say Hayden's Wrecker. For the VIN, type in your VIN. For drivers, we're going to choose the driver we just created. We're going to select a type. Selecting the type is important because when you create an invoice in Roadsider later, if you set up that account to have different rates for different types of trucks, this is the setting that it's using when it calculates that invoice. So that's why we're choosing that option here. So make, we're going to create a Ford F550 Wrecker, brand spanking new. Let's do 2022. Enter your license plate, and let's create this vehicle. You can see it populates over here on the left. Let's select it. And you can see a lot of the same information displayed here, including the current status, the order history of this truck, more notes. So if you want to keep track of things like vehicle maintenance, brakes, tires, anything like that. You can also attach documents, again, anything insurance related, maintenance related, or when you purchase the vehicle. And that's it for creating the driver and truck. Now to enable GPS tracking, just have your driver go to their mobile app profile, sign in with the email and password that you assigned to their profile. And when they get into the app, have them allow location tracking through the app. From there, Roadsider will automatically connect their location and report it back to you in this display here. And that's it. For next steps and more support, check out the rest of our video tutorials to learn how to leverage Roadsider's powerful automation features. Hi, my name is Hayden Krug, and I'm the product manager at Roadsider. In today's video, we'll cover how to set up order notifications in Roadsider. So let's get started. First, we're going to click on the logo in the upper right corner. That'll bring up a drop-down menu, at which point we'll click Settings. And from here, we can click Notifications on the left tab. And now you can see we have two different types of notifications. So we have New Order, And for new order, I can choose if I want to receive email, SMS, and mobile app. Right now I have all notifications enabled. Let's say I only want SMS and mobile app, so I can turn off email. And there we go, we've changed it. Now let's say I want to re-enable email. There we go, I've updated it again. Now there's a second type of notification, which is if you change the status of an order status changed. And for that, we have our own set of custom settings as well, which is a pretty cool setting in Roadsider. And let's say I want to turn off email for that, or I want to turn off push notifications for that. It updates automatically, and now my settings are saved. And that's it. That's how you manage notifications for your orders in Roadsider. For next steps and more support, check out the rest of our video tutorials to learn how to leverage Roadsider's powerful automation features.